Our channel. Today we are very lucky to have with us the vet. In fact, he came to check on some of the cattle, and we said let's use the opportunity to ask some of the questions that you've been asking, which is not within my domain. So I would like him to introduce himself. And
name is and the popular name is Chief.
Yes.
It is dominated.
Yes, we know you by Chief.
Exactly. And I've also a paraprofessional, who call paraprofessional, para-vet professional.
Okay.
And practicing with so many disease conditions. We start with clinical, vaccination, so many things that we see that are even pertaining to animals. We see livestock in general. That's it.
Okay.
And
So how did you become a vet? Is it that you just got up one day and like,
no,
I feel like injecting
basically,
animals?
Definitely, I didn't want to become a vet.
Oh,
It was out of my system. Even next, it was out.
okay.
But I was much into teaching. I wanted to become a teacher,
Ah,
and I tried thrice.
okay.
I pushed that training college. They didn't pick me. So
Okay.
later on, my brother introduced me that I should try veterinary college. And when I was picked.
This one, that's you have escaped our
Yes,
profession.
exactly. You know, initially, I didn't want to, like, because of the blood, man. God, I didn't want
Okay.
any blood
Okay.
to attach to my sister. I was afraid.
Okay. So now how you are adjusting with the blood?
I even prefer vets too in other course.
You
I
see,
like it.
so this
I
one
like
God
it.
really works in
Yes, and
mysterious ways.
initially it wasn't my passion, but when I went there and basically every day, thank God to Madam, for he was teaching us this no, it was rabbit production and pigs production.
Okay.
Basically, she was encouraging us that if you don't have the passion, you can't work.
Okay.
Because some of us were Muslims.
Yes.
So if you don't have the passion and thinking that because we just want to come and do Allah and go away without having the passion, you can't work.
Okay.
Because when it comes to pets and you go to the environment, you can't work because initially you are not practicing in the school or you are not going for practicals to become adapted to the system before you can now work.
Okay.
So thank God that she just encouraged some of us to be in the system, but initially you have the passion.
Okay.
If you have the passion and you have your client as assume that the animal is yours.
Yeah.
Assume that the animal tree is mine.
Okay.
So that you can work on it.
Okay.
So that was the passion she gave to us. And thank God to her.
Okay. That's very insightful.
Yes.
So as a vet, you've been coming here for some time. What are some of the management practices that you think that if someone wants to enter into livestock, the patient should take
As I'm
into
just telling you
consideration?
that the passion and the encouragement. And most of the time, before you can go in for any livestock business,
Okay.
you have to think of their passion.
Okay.
And the animal that you are going for. Is it poultry? And if it is poultry, what makes you to go in for poultry?
Okay.
If you are going for layers, and if it's there, what makes you to go in for layers?
Okay.
If it's broilers, what makes you to go there?
Okay.
So most of the time you have passion and the zeal, maybe encouragement.
Okay.
Whilst you are doing it, don't do it necessarily because of money.
Okay.
Think the other outside the box.
Okay.
Other perspective.
Okay. Okay. So you know that initially we wanted to start poultry, but because of the cost, we decided to go into cattle.
Yes.
And for those of you who have been with us, I said some time ago that it was a veterinary officer that helped us to go and get some of our cattle.
Yes.
In fact, he is the one.
Yes.
So what informed some of the decisions to help us go for the breed of cattle that we have now?
Yeah, initially, you know, let us talk about urbanization.
Okay.
If you go in for the female one, cows,
Okay.
and you bring them, you not have much environment to be sending them outside
Okay.
to be grazing.
Okay.
So it's good for you to be doing this fattening.
Okay.
You buy a little bit,
Okay.
at least up to 50.
Okay.
So that you fatten them
Okay.
to some period
Okay.
and dispose of
Okay.
and bring another one. Because you can't have the tendency, the land, because this tamale is not like a city.
Yes.
You don't have a land whereby you can allow them to graze small.
Okay.
And most often than not, animals in this nature, if animals are feeding only on supplementary feed, they don't put on weight in the sense that fodder, these grasses that you are giving to them, they help in proper digestion. So most of the time, it's good for you to allow them to have some paddocking outside to graze more, and then come and add this one to in addition.
Okay.
But basically, if they based on this, though they'll be eating all right, but the conversion will be a little low.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you.
And coming to your destiny, initially, Doug was thinking that if probably he channels some of his grievances, let me put it that way,
Okay.
into this, as time goes on, not necessarily to get something out of him,
Yeah.
but what would be his career, and maybe if he goes
Or retirement.
on retirement.
Okay.
So you say you want to start with learning of them. If it comes to critical, you go in for like a commercial based slaughtering,
Okay.
putting them into fridges.
Yeah.
And what would be the next target? Is
Yes.
it possible that he can also change a different attitude like what the butchers are doing?
Okay.
Then normally put it in a
Yeah, on the table.
to sell.
Yes.
Is it that he should cook it or he should make it something different
Okay.
so that it will be a different from what others are looking at it?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, if someone wants to enter into the fattening, what are some of the breeds the person should consider to be able to go into fattening?
Exactly.
Because when you are roaming around, you see the Fulanis, the cattle that they have, it's like they are mixed.
They are mixed, different breeds altogether.
Yes.
And if you are going to go in for those things, look at the environment that we are living in.
Okay.
And some people prefer this Budalis.
Okay.
And Budalis these days, then yes, the environment is not big for them to be roaming, and they even prefer like confined,
small areas. Okay.
Exactly. But I would have preferred the mixed.
Okay.
Gudalo with the local ones or Gudalo mixed with the other breeds.
Why?
Some of them the Chihuahuas. Because in terms of disease patterning,
okay,
assuming if Gudales they are having a disease condition,
okay,
and it's pertaining to them, and you solely go in for them. If there's an outbreak,
okay,
it's good. But if this one comes,
okay,
they bring a different
resistance.
Okay. In order to change it. And besides that, while this one is coming in, you want a different breed. Okay. From Gudali to this one. Okay. Maybe this one is having meat and this one is having the other type of features. So when you bring them, not to even consume, when you bring them, you get a different breed altogether.
Okay. So
I would have preferred to go for the mixed breed instead of the Budalis alone.
Okay.
But if you're going to fatten just to sell, you can also pick the Budalis. But you make sure that whilst I'm picking each one, within the period of 6 months or 1 year,
you'll be able to dispose them. Okay. Thank you very much. In fact, that was very insightful.
Yes.
That means that if you are going into this, you should consider getting different breeds because of resistance. Yes. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So, what are some of the common cattle diseases you encounter as a veterinary officer? Because I know that you go around farms, local farms, you come here. What are some of the diseases that you encounter?
The disease conditions are a lot.
Okay.
To the cattle down. So we have some of parasitic diseases.
Okay.
We have that of bacteria. We have fungal diseases. We have viral diseases and all sort of things. Okay. But you know, most of the time, viral diseases we can't control them.
Okay.
That's why most of the time we prefer vaccination.
Okay.
When you vaccinate and they build the immunity.
Okay.
By then, if the disease sets in, you don't have any problem.
Okay.
But if you allow the disease to an outbreak.
Okay.
You can control it. You can only mitigate.
Okay.
And when you're getting, whilst you are treating, you are mitigating. You don't want them to transfer the disease to others.
Okay.
But they'll be like carriers.
Okay.
And when you're getting,
yes.
So we prefer maybe vaccination.
Okay.
To them. But some of the bacterial diseases, when it crops in unless there'll be a way out by using the antibiotics.
Okay.
That you prefer to the target condition that created.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, like the vaccines, for example, what are some of the vaccines? You know, like we are going into Harmattan. Are there some vaccines that...
At this moment, most of the times, like the CBPP, is contagious bovine pleuropneumonia. Okay. It never affects the lungs.
So for we, the common people, pneumonia.
Exactly. So you prefer to do it before the time comes.
Okay.
So at least probably if it starts from somewhere January, February, March up to December, but when coming to this time, you know the condition.
Okay.
The disease is setting in.
Okay.
So when you don't take time and there's a disease in the farm,
okay,
and you don't take time and go ahead and vaccinate,
okay,
you wipe some of them who are trying to incubate.
Okay.
The disease will not come in. So you wipe some of them off.
Okay.
So it's always good to vaccinate prior to
the season. Okay. So what are some of the vaccines farmers should consider giving their animals apart from the
If it is the viral
pneumonia?
disease that I'm talking of the CBPP,
Okay.
you go for the vaccine
Okay.
and buy it
Okay.
and vaccinate your animals. If the bacteria will have anthrax,
Okay.
you know the other time it's okay at
Yeah, in the upper east.
Upper East.
Yes.
So people are now rushing in for anthrax for vaccine.
Okay.
Anthrax and black leg.
Okay.
That normally attack cattle.
Okay.
I'm just mentioning cattle.
Yes, that's
it. So if it is the cattle, we're going for anthrax and black leg or black quarter
Okay.
vaccine.
Okay.
And if it's a viral disease, we go in for
The
CBPP.
pneumonia. Okay.
Exactly. But some of the parasitic is like the ticks invasion.
Okay.
Dermatitis, when you see they are having ticks on their body and all
Okay.
those, that's a parasitic conditions
Okay.
on them.
Okay. So you also get vaccines for that.
For that.
Okay. So have you had issues whereby farmers themselves decided to go and get vaccines and medications for their animals?
Would you see them and basically, especially the Fulani people,
Okay.
where I'm working with, some of them, they go ahead because they have some people assuming I'm having an animal and I give to a Fulani.
Okay.
I prefer going to buy the vaccine and give to the Fulani people. Immediately they see the sticker, what is written on it, they also hold it.
Okay.
Most of the times, if they also want the same drug or
Okay.
one of their colleagues is having the same condition, they prefer to introduce
the sticker
the
to
sticker
them.
to them or the bottle to them so that
Okay.
they also go and buy.
Okay.
But while they are buying, is it good for them to vaccinate at that period while they are buying it?
Okay.
It's a challenge. Or while they are doing it, the reconstitution, how you normally reconstitute.
Okay.
The vaccine, when you buy it, you reconstitute for 100 animals.
Okay.
But you don't know basically whether their reconstitution will be perfect
or not.
The cold chain
Dosage
will be perfect.
Okay.
And the handle tone will be perfect.
Okay.
So most of these are the challenges.
So that means that when you have issues like this, it's better to always get a veterinary officer. Okay. So how can one get access to a veterinary officer?
It's good. I prefer to always tell them that they should go to the veterinary clinics.
Okay.
Or precisely if we are in Central Gunja, we don't have a clinic.
Okay.
Most of the time, you can ask some of the colleagues who have ever treated your animals, is it a vet or a different person? If it's a vet, because most of the time when we go to community entry, we leave our numbers to the opinion leaders and some of the chiefs. So immediately you even narrate it to the chief or whosoever. They may even say, oh, I've ever had a veterinary man who is doing well in my crowd. So take the number and call. And most of the time, we also go to the community and do sensitizations. We tell them that this period, this is the time you should vaccinate your fowls. This is the time you should do ABCD. This is done. But then you leave your number behind. Behind. So as time goes, at least out of 10 people, 2 or 3 people are coming. Exactly.
So that we can prevent some of the
disease conditions. And most of the time, these cough doctors that we are seeing, or the Fulani people, the dosage you are giving to them, an animal who's supposed to give a dosage like antibiotic, a minimum of 5 mils or that of 10 mils, depending on the body weight, the kilogram that the animal weighs, and you overdose it, it will come to a point that they have this antibiotic residue in them. And which of late people are not trying to fight over it.
Wow.
Yes. Some people normally go and buy the meat or they are doing some research on it. The residue of antibiotics is in the animals. And what causes those things?
So that means that some of the meat that we buy, we actually buy antibiotics.
More. Let me put it that way, because some of the Fulani people, it happens that we go to the community and see some of the Fulani people, and they were reconstituting coke. Amoxicillin, that the amoxicillin and that of those things mixed with some of the antibiotics. And most of the times, a chemical is when 2 or more drugs mixed together. It's not more a drug. It's not tend to be like a chemical.
Yes.
Because so many things
interaction.
Because this one is antibiotic. Probably it's a gram-positive antibiotic, and this one is gram-negative. You are bringing them together. At the end of the day, the common disease that you are fighting, maybe it may not be a gram-positive, it may be a mild one. But you overdose the antibiotic into them.
Wow.
So the residue will be on the animal or the condition that you are going to treat. The animal is supposed to increase the dosage, but you don't increase. You never give small instead of increasing. So most of the times, that's the challenges we're always having
So something like what we have right now, we have a foot rot, a lot of foot in our head.
Yes.
And talking to a few farmers too, I realized that there was also some foot rot.
Foot rot is seasonal.
Okay.
When it rains and the place, assuming, though it normally occurs at a place where there's a swampy or slip,
Marshy.
marshy or clay.
Okay.
You know, animals do go there and graze.
Okay.
Whilst they are growing there, some of the water normal enter inside their foot.
Okay.
That normal causes those things.
Okay.
And it's seasonal. When it happens in the dry season occurs, it dries up.
Okay.
But some normal have a aftermath.
Okay.
Because it's happened to them and we don't treat it at the time it's
Right
supposed
time.
to.
Okay.
Now cause a secondary infection to the animal. So you see a rough coat.
Okay.
Instead of the animal having a
Suit.
shiny, you see a rough coat. We call it in the man they say a
Okay.
in them.
Okay.
So you are now going to now put another medication to get a solution to that one too.
So is there a way to be able to prevent things like that?
And for the
Like, is
the foot
there
rot, the foot rot.
injection you can do to
the foot rot,
prevent
when
it?
it occurs, you have to treat.
Okay.
But basically, as I'm standing here, those days it was the bacterial. I've not seen the foot rot, vaccination
Vaccine.
or something. Like that.
Okay.
So it's always you,
The farmer.
the farmer, who basically take care of the animals. You have to be managing them. Immediately you see that condition, you have to report to the vet.
Vet,
So
okay.
that you attend to the area
Before-
the setting of the condition.
So the Fulani herdsmen, especially now that we are going into this dry season, you see that you find them carrying their animals everywhere, looking for fodder to give their animals and things like that. For someone who also wants to go into farming and is considering giving the animals to a Fulani herdsman, is there any advice that you would want to give to such a person?
It depends upon the location that the animals. You know, it's not their wish that you send them to that place.
Okay.
But every Fulani wants to get a fodder
Okay.
and water points
Okay.
whereby an animal can graze and drink.
Okay.
So if you realize that at this moment, my animals, the way they normal eat, they are not getting much fodder.
Okay.
And you know, grass is a scarcity of feed.
Feed, yes.
It's not that they rather prefer picking that dry this thing.
Yes.
And at least our current rearing of animals, people don't prefer to stock feed.
Okay.
They say we should make hay while the sun shines.
Shines.
We don't do those things. We rather allow the season to occur.
Yeah.
And you now say let me move them. If it is bouquet, for instance, they say let's move them to Edra.
Okay.
And by then some of the animals they are now weak. The unfortunate ones may die on the process while they are moving. The normal, especially the flat normal days.
Okay.
While they are moving to that place, some may die on the road. Others may have confusion because some of the crop farmers, they haven't sent their farm produce to the house yet. So whilst you're sending them on the way, animal, you can't control all of them. Some of them may veer off to their farm and do one way or the other, which will bring confusion. And at some of the times too, when you are going and there's maybe a nice setting, you have to get a community and the community entering. While you are going, probably if you don't take time, you may be charged by some of the opinion leader or the chiefs while you are going.
Okay.
And those things will now bring another secondary cost to your investment. And once you are going, if you are landed this time around, they don't like them to come because they are doing 2 seasons.
Okay.
So once you get to that place and they have started their second season, they will not allow you to get a place for the animals to graze.
Yes.
Unless you get somebody who has got a field.
Okay.
And you now pay for it for a period.
Okay.
And now return. So I would have wished if maybe we, the cattle owner and those who are taking care of them, we should bring our heads together and now make sure that what will I do to keep my animals safe during the dry season?
Okay.
Some of the trees they are good for
feed.
Okay. But once look at this moment, people have started burning the bush.
Yes.
So if the leaves got burnt, where do you prefer the animals to? So you should have been good. Will notify this thing that these trees or any other tree, we should leave it and stop bush burning.
Okay.
If you do that, at least even if the animal goes and just take the dry ones and come home and drink water, provided there are water points for them to drink.
Yes.
At least
They'll manage through the dry season. So what are some of the things as an animal farmer, let's use cattle, we can be able to store for dry season, like that the animals can be able to eat?
Here, the farm produce, we don't produce a cassava much.
Okay.
Yam too, it's not like in the northern region, unlike some of the Zabuzugu,
okay,
whereby you can get yam peels
okay,
for storage.
Okay.
Cassava peels for storage.
Okay.
Kanjam,
okay,
the leaves, the left of the husk,
okay,
you can store some of them. But to some extent, the other can experience some animal goats. Took this Kanjanus husks,
okay,
and it was like it was choked at the reticulum.
Okay.
So at least we save a little bit and some died.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it's general. I don't generalize it.
Okay.
But I was trying to see maybe it will be a research on it.
Okay.
About the Kanjanus.
Or maybe we can be mixing them small parts.
With that of the chaff.
Okay.
How you're getting it.
Okay.
And most of the time, I even prefer, if you have greens, to give to them than the chaff.
Okay.
Because you want the animals to get something out of it.
Yes.
And the chaff does nothing.
Okay.
So even if an animal can take a bowl of grains, it prefer than giving a semi bag of chaff.
So any grain at all the animal can take?
Any grain at all can take, especially millet.
Okay.
Maize,
okay,
and that one. But if you talk of the beans, which are the cereal family, when they take them plenty,
the
bloat. And even the maize, if they take them plenty, bloat,
okay,
it will okay.
Okay.
Yes.
That has really been very insightful.
Yes.
In fact, so what will be your last parting message to our viewers?
It's really interesting, like how you started it this way.
Yes.
Not necessarily you want to publish or to say certain things to viewers to also listen.
Yeah.
But you are having passion to adapt from it. So you are not telling people that whosoever want to go in for rearing or a business, think of several things before you go in for. Am I doing it for luxury? Am I doing it for passion? Am I doing it for money? And you now set your targets, your goals across it. And what you're getting, like cattle, listen, what am I going to do? Am I prefer rearing cattle for meat? Am I prefer rearing them for plowing or doing something? You should have something inside your mind and the passion. Not only that you buy animals and go and give to a fly man.
Just to keep.
And it will take you more than 3 months, 4 months to go and visit them. So assuming if a fly man tells you one day that the animals you brought, one got missing in the bush, and he couldn't get ready to call you, and it's now more than 1 week or 2 weeks now, which may be probably you don't even know the bush. You can't even go and look for it. You should have the passion. At least once in a while, in a week or in a month, twice, you should go and visit the plant man and see what is happening. And most of the time, you involve the stakeholders, the veterinary people who are going to treat them, the caretaker, and you yourself. And the capital should be inside. Most of the animal advice, like what you're doing, you people should get goats attached. While the male goats are coming up, you castrate.
Okay.
Make sure that the male goats should be put aside. Anytime you sell them, you pick the money, put it inside a bank or somewhere, and say you're going to do something. They themselves will train among themselves. The male goats, when you sell them, you put the money there. If there's any other treatment or any other thing, you pick those monies and you treat. Either than that, once in a while, it's very difficult these days
to just get money
inside your pocket, leaving your children's school fees and all those things. So we should think forward. And if you're going for brawlers, you target, like, let me go and see these good people. Most of the times, if they are going to their den hall, then meet the normal peak, you observe those things. And now maybe sit one-on-one with them and talk. I'm going to start with this business. So if it comes to this time, I would prefer this. Oh yeah, you're already having at least a little few this about you. So if you start the brawlers, when you come to that time, you go and dispose of with your money and come. But when you start in the name, you're also going to do the business. So when it comes to selling, and you don't know any other person, the chop bar, the restaurant, you don't know whosoever you're going to dispose of.
Yes, what to be difficult.
It will be difficult. And even the layers, you still think, who are those who patronize on my ex? Will I get a percentage of, like, if I have 1,000 X, at least 800 should go off today.
Okay.
You should have that at the back of your mind. It will be good for us. That's it.
Thank you very much, Chief, for this very insightful interview.
Yeah.
If you have any questions that we didn't touch on and you want Chief to answer, you can kindly leave it in the comment section below so that the next time I'm able to grab him
Again, definitely.
he will be able to answer them for us. And he is in the northern region, so if you contact him, he would be able to help out.
Formerly northern region, now in the savannah region.
Sorry,
Savannah region.
the regions I usually do forget. He's in the savannah region, but sometimes he does come to the northern region. So if later, if Chief is okay, I'll leave his number there so that if you are an animal farmer, it doesn't matter what type of animals you do and you are within this region, if you call him, he may be able to help out. Thank you and God bless you.
And thank you too. And I hope to have another challenge this week because today I'm just up and meet you this week. So the next time, always invite.
No problem.
So I'll do more.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Bye.